Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV here with a review of the Sony HDR-PJ200 camera. They don't make these things easy to remember. This is an entry-level camcorder from Sony. It's like all the camcorders out there these days. It runs off of memory cards, and first thing right off the bat is nice is that it works off of standard SD cards, and Sony has been infamous for making you buy their own cards. No longer. So you can grab one of these cards, shoot some video on it, and then pop it right into your Mac or PC and get that video out. It's a pretty lightweight camera. In fact, there's a model just above this one that I also have, and it's significantly lighter feeling and a little bit smaller, even though dimensionally they really aren't all that different. But it's a great little camera you can throw in your glove compartment or throw it in a box and have it with you at all times. It does have some good features on it, and they've included quite a few little ports and cables and stuff. The HDMI cable comes with it, which is unusual in this day and age, so you get the ability to plug it into your HD television right off the bat. And there's also a mini HDMI port on board for that cable. It has a built-in projector, which is kind of a gimmicky feature, but it's a great way to play back footage that you may have recorded with your family and you want to play it back right away. You can't re-import footage from another source, so you can't edit video on your computer and then play it through the projector on the camera, which is unfortunate. But it is there, so you can play back some things like that. Has a USB port on board also, so you can download footage if you don't have a memory card reader on board. I believe you can also charge the camera with USB, and it has a separate charging apparatus here for that. And that's built right into the camera strap here, which is kind of neat. On the side, you have inputs for analog AV, so you can still hook it up to a low-definition TV, and I think it also works with the component input on some of the older HD television sets. And you also have your memory card slot, which uses that standard memory card we talked about before. What I really like about what Sony's been doing with their low-end cameras is they've really made the zoom on these things pretty extensive. Now this one has what they say is a 30x zoom, but that's the extended digital zoom. So you want to take that with a grain of salt, but the optical zoom is 25x, which for low-end camcorders is, I think, on the high side. I haven't seen too many that go further than that. I'm just going to pull up the camera here, and you can see we're actually taking a live shot here. Now that blue halo is from my studio lights I have here in my home studio, but I'm just going to do a quick zoom here, and you can see how far it goes in. Not a real scientific way to look at it, but nevertheless, you can get a feel for the zoom. The focusing is a little slow on it. I wouldn't expect anything better from a small camera like this, but it is an issue. And as you can see too, when you get in really tight, it's hard to keep that shot steady. It does have some stabilization features on board, but when you zoom in at 25x optically, it's often very hard to maintain that level of stability. So just bear that in mind when you're out there shopping for the camera. My big gripe with this particular camera is that it doesn't have an audio input, and for many people that's not a big deal, but for me, I like to isolate my audio sometimes, and having the ability to plug in a microphone or an external sound source is really a pretty critical feature that is lacking on this camera. There are other ones above it that can do that, but if you're looking to do some or start to transition into more professional work, you always want to separate that audio channel, and if you can't do it, you're going to need to get another camera. So just bear that in mind. But it is great for kids because it is solid state, it's pretty lightweight, and a good way to get them interested in shooting video. And of course, you can always graduate them to something with audio inputs later on. The video quality on it is so-so. I found that the next step up in the Sony lineup has a slightly better image quality, but it's not bad either. It's just not as good as it could be on another camera. But again, it's entry level and fairly lightweight. So that is my review of this Sony PJ200 camcorder. Thanks for watching.